The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Sorry about that, guys. I did not record anything. I thought I did. I was not recording any of that.
Damn. It seems like I fell asleep one of these days.
Fell asleep.
I'm so mad because I was excited. I thought my screen time. You want to know what it is? It's probably this. It's probably the upcoming week. Either way, I was on my phone for 8 hours and 48 minutes a day, so that's like 9 hours a day. I was on TikTok for 13 hours. Damn. I was on Instagram for 9 hours, Gmail for 8, camera for 5. And then my first app used after pickup was Gmail, then messages, then Instagram, then TikTok. And I picked up my phone on average 114 times. But like I said, I thought I started going this week.
Going what? The library? Yeah.
Okay, so this week is gonna be better screen time for me. Because I'm like I've been reading. I haven't been on my phone when I.
Ooh, reading on what though?
On my book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm at the library, I might as well take a book. So I took out a book. I've been reading the book, like the physical book. I've been playing on my Switch. Like I really don't feel like I be on my phone that much. So that's why I'm like, why is it so high? But okay.
Damn. All right. So now for the subscriber check. Listen, we've been out here getting subscribers on the Candle channel. So shout out to everybody who has been subscribing to that channel. Right now, we are at 663 subscribers. And on our main channel, we are at 6,648 subscribers on that channel. Hey, so today is page 188. Not really sure what my emotional state is right now. I would definitely say last night I was suffering from depression for sure, 100%. Probably in the last, I don't know if it was yesterday. It might have been yesterday morning that it happened. Some of y'all, it's pretty apparent, I guess. I hope it is that we are a very online based business. Like a lot of stuff that we do in our daily life, it revolves around the internet. So yesterday in the morning, our internet got shut off, right? We have something called Natural Wireless, and they charge like $116 for the internet, and we don't have that. So because of that, the entire day we had no internet. You said what?
We still don't have internet.
Right. We still don't have internet. All of yesterday we had no internet, and for the entirety of the day, we were just kind of like floating around, just kind of like, well, like I said, with no internet, it means there's no uploading videos. And honestly, I was gonna say you cannot do much research with no internet, even if we have cell phones. But where we live at, I guess maybe it's the concrete or the height. I don't know what it is, but our actual phone service is not very good up here. So we're always on the internet. We're always on Wi-Fi. That's just the standard of what we're doing. So yesterday was a very weird day. We didn't go grocery shopping yet, so it's not really a lot of like snacks for us to eat in the house. So that was also annoying. And then we were supposed to be getting I'll come back to that, but we're also broke. So that makes it even worse. Like it's like not have internet and being broke is terrible. At least if I don't have internet, at least if I'm broke, I could like not think about it. I could watch something on TV. I could like play a video game. I could do something to like not think about being broke, right? Yesterday, unfortunate, could not do that. I even tried to watch like Kai Cenat stream. Some of y'all might know of it. Just a sidebar for that, for those who don't know. For those who do know, actually, it's weird. I mean, he's younger than I am. He's probably like 21, maybe 22 now, I think. And it's just very interesting that his content is just not for me. He's very big. He might be, I think he's the biggest streamer right now. Shout out to the Bronx. And it's just not, he's doing a 7-day stream where he's in jail, I guess, reenacting it. I tried to watch it yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I need something to do to take my mind off being poor and broke. Let me figure this out. So I tried to watch that. That was a hassle even trying to watch that. Another issue is when that happens, Apple TV does not work. So we can't even really use the Apple TV to watch certain things. It's just a whole mess. It's a whole entire mess. Like I said, yesterday, it's weird when I think about depression, because one thing I've noticed is that I kind of detach myself from emotion, because I look at it as it's something that I feel and not something that I was or am. So it's like when it's happening, I'm like, damn, I feel depression. Like I feel the feeling of depression right now. I wouldn't consider myself depressed, but at that time I felt depression. I'm like, okay, I don't want to do anything. I want to move. I don't want to look at nobody. I don't want to see, talking. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay in my bed and stare at the ceiling. That's all I want to do, right? And I'm like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to get no sunlight. I don't want that. I don't want no exercise. I don't want nothing. I just want to stay in my bed and look at the ceiling, right? So to me, that's what I qualify as feeling depressed. So that's been the yesterday into today. The other thing that really causes it, because I could think, it's really a money thing. All of our problems that we ever have are money related. I don't think we really have any problems that aren't money related, which, you know, is annoying because we don't have money. But as you guys know, we won a pitch competition for 15K. I don't know, like a month ago now at this point, right? It's been like a month, right? I feel like it's at least September. Right. And we signed a contract in the last podcast, right? So we had said like, yeah, remember guys, I told y'all that they're going to give us the money the same day of the podcast, of the signing the document. That day, I think it was Friday, we did the vlog or the podcast. I mean, and nothing. We didn't get they did not send any money, right? So then we get an email on like Monday, like, hey guys, the money should be in your account tomorrow. So we're mad hype. We're like, oh yes, we could finally get to the next level. Like we could finally upgrade ourselves to get over the hump and like really start making movements, like really start getting to it, right? Oh my God, bro. Tuesday come, no money. Wednesday come, no money. Thursday come, no money. We're like, nah, this is crazy. Like this is getting ridiculous. Like nothing at all. So it's a large amount of money. So we assume maybe the bank might have put a hold on it or something like that, and it's still pending. So we called the bank and they were like, nah, we don't even see no money coming through here. And we're like, oh my God. So Melissa emails the people and they say, okay, you know, I'm gonna check with the bank and see what they say about the loan, right? Or the grant. So they come back in a couple hours and they say, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna send it out again, right? So now the update is they're gonna send it out. Bro, my back is so fucking itchy. They say they're gonna send it out to us next week, right? So like I said, the only issue I guess I have with myself is that we should have been on it more like earlier, like, hey, but you know, I always feel like I'm not trying to press somebody. Like if you say you're gonna do something, that's usually how I operate. You know, it has had its negatives in the past because I know how I like to be treated. I don't like somebody like breathing down my neck. I'm not a fan of that. Don't bother me. So I try not to do that to other people, but I know that sometimes it needs to be done. It's just not my natural personality. I have to think about it to do it. It doesn't just come instinctually. Next week though, is out the window. It's gonna come Monday. I'm gonna say, did you guys send it today? Is it being sent out today? All right. It's 5 p.m. I didn't get it today. So you think I'm gonna get it tomorrow? Okay, it's Tuesday. What time should I get it today? You think I'm gonna get it by 12? I'm gonna get it by 2? I'm gonna get it by 3? What time do you think I'm gonna get it? Oh, it's not here. Okay, Wednesday. Because we don't have time to be playing right now because we have a lot of expenses to cover. We have to. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Damn, we might have to. I don't know. We probably shouldn't have to do that. But we definitely have a long list of things to buy. Actually, you know what? I might give you guys some of the list of how we're going to spend the 15K. Because I haven't really said anything to y'all about it. We kind of have like a soft spreadsheet on how we're going to spend it. It's not like a hard spreadsheet. Logical positions. You already know about them. Some softwares. We have some debt to pay, some subscriptions with Shopify, labels, Con Ed, that's coming up. I know the lights got shut off like a month ago and we have to pay that. Obviously now we have to pay for the freaking internet. Toothpaste, you know, that would be a great one to purchase. A Seagate, which is another one because now all the storage that we have is getting full. That's gonna be difficult to edit stuff or shoot vlogs or whatever, so that's going to be annoying. Inventory type of things, and then more software. And we still owe $500 to someone that they were helping us build our credit, and now because it was the last payment, $500, and we couldn't make it. So it's like they stopped doing what they were doing. It's like, bruh, it's just like, oh my God, there's so many things in the works right now that we're just waiting for everything to come together. And to the 15K is really gonna be like game changing, like life changing. Is it life changing? I mean, the way we have it set up right now to spend, I think it could be life changing. Right now we have a runway of about probably like maybe 6 months or so, something like that. And in that time period, we'll still be making money from other places. So I'm looking forward to getting the damn $15,000. Damn, man, that shit is so fucking annoying. But you know, in darker news, the eviction case is going to be next. I think it's on the 30th. That should be Tuesday, I think, or Monday. I think it's Tuesday. We spoke to. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. We spoke to someone. Her name is Melissa. Funny enough, and we talked again about the voucher and the one-shot deal. And the one-shot deal is like a program where they cover your arrears. But she did say to me that it can possibly be a loan depending on our circumstance. And because we have the SNAP benefits, which is like EBT type of thing, that works in our favor to be able to get the voucher for the house. So what I would want, you know what's crazy? I didn't even think about this. So we may not even need to do the lottery. Because all the apartments in here are not lottery apartments, even though they may be not lower income, but like whatever that term is, where they want to put you in a nicer building, but it doesn't have to be a lottery. So like we could probably go to another building and say, hey, we have this housing voucher, they want to pay for it. Like we can go to a lottery building, not be in a lottery, and possibly still be able to pay the rent, even though it won't be at lottery prices, but they'll be paying the rest of it. So if it's $2,400, it's like, okay, we're gonna pay $1,700 out of the $2,400, and you pay the other $700. So I'm like, if that's the case, if they say that's how, I'm gonna talk to her again afterwards. But I would for sure move. If they get approval for the housing voucher, I might pack up that day and be like, all right, we're moving somewhere else, because this whole studio thing, it was cute when we had a mattress on the floor, when we didn't have any business that we was running, when we didn't have cats and we weren't as, you know, big as we are now. Like all of those things coming together, we don't have. I was in the storage unit the other day, right? Because we're thinking about downgrading. We almost lost all our stuff there because we have to pay $400 a month for it, and I think they give you like, it's less than a month, I believe, before they auction off your stuff. So they, after like a week, they're like, all right, here's a fee. After the second week, it's like, here's a fee. After the third week, they're like, all right, we're auctioning your stuff off. So I was in there, right? And I'm like, all of this stuff used to be in our house. Like, there's so much stuff in there. There's bins that we had when Melissa was making clothes. There's a lot of candle inventory. There's 2 tables in there. We have what is that called? We have like bins for that have candles in it. It's so much stuff that's in there. Oh my God, the vessels, the pallet of vessels that are in there. And I'm thinking to myself, if we did not pay for a storage unit, right, we would not be able to walk in. We would have to like scoot past everything in the house. We would be in the bed, laying next to a pallet of boxes, laying next to 3 different, well, right now at the time we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 tables in our as under our asset belt, in our asset classes. We have 7 different tables, right? And they would all be in the house, which is crazy. We have bins that will be in the house, which is even we don't have no space for all that stuff at all, right? And I'm just thinking, like, we cannot live in a studio no more. Like, it doesn't work. Like, let me not say that, because we're still living here and we're working, but for us to move to the next level, we have to get out of the studio. We need to have a separation of where we are at and where we are working. Melissa has been going to the library this week, and it has been amazing, where she goes to the library. That's one of her happy places. She enjoys the library a lot. She enjoys books, and it's quiet. She can get things done. It's getting a lot of work done. It's productive, and it's a chance for her to get outside, get some sunlight and things like that. So it's a good thing. So when she's out there, I'm in the house. So I'm an introvert. Okay, I know it may not seem like that to a lot of people. However, I prefer to be by myself, right? I feel like I handle a lot of my emotions. I handle a lot of my just whatever I'm going through internally and by myself, but I need my space to be able to just sit there and relax. So let's say that something bothering me. I don't want to talk about it, right? It's very difficult to sit there and be like, okay, I honestly have to ask myself a question. I can say, hey, can you pass me the remote? Or can you know, what's the catch doing? Even though I may need to just not do anything and just sit there and be quiet, right? So, and that would make for a very strained relationship trying to do that. So we need our spaces to be able to operate at an optimal level. And the library right now has been a great thing. The other day I was able to actually get a photo shoot done in the house. Well, you know, I've done it before, but I got a photo shoot done in the house. I'm cleaning the house now, and I feel like it's just another sign of what it could look like if we have that separation, like that space from each other. And she comes home, I can say, how was your day? What were you doing? How did it go? What did you do? What did you learn? You know, what happened during your meeting? Because if you have a meeting in the house, I'm here. Her meeting is on the bed, and I'm on the bed behind her watching the meeting. So I know what the meeting was like. Now it's like, okay, she want to tell me about the meeting. We're having more conversations about what she did and what she learned. So I'm like, that's always a cool thing. But if the housing voucher comes in, keep my fingers crossed, I would obviously want to go for like the 3-bedroom. That would be like my best thing to go for. I think it would be a bedroom to sleep in, a bedroom for me, a bedroom for her, and that's it. And then we're done. Like, and everything else is whatever. At that point, my living room could be a box. I don't even care. I just need a room for me, a room for her, a room to sleep in. That's it. So, and if the housing voucher comes in and they're covering 70-80% of the rent or something like that, that would be amazing. Also, if the one-shot deal comes in, they cover the arrears, we can wipe that off our books, right? So like I said, we have a lot of things in the works. We're just hoping that some of these things actually come through, because like I said, at this point, we really are in limbo. We are in limbo, and I despise being in limbo. I'd rather be fighting for something or enjoying what I fought for. But just in the middle is the worst thing. I'm like, all right, I could take pictures, I guess, right? I don't know. It just feels weird being this broke with no, because normally, you know what's funny? That's another thing too. Wow. I wonder if that puts a part into it. This whole year, we haven't had a situation where we were going to the weekend not making any money. Even if we had to buy stuff with it, we didn't have situations where we're like, all right, like, we're going to make money this weekend. We're going to make $1,000. We're going to make $500. We're going to make $2,000. Like, there's always money that was going to be rotating in and out. Either like we could always kind of move it around depending on what we're doing. That's not here. It's been like almost 2 months now since we've been to a craft fair, right? So that's definitely a different look on it. I never thought about that. I've never thought about. You consider that at all?
It's weird, because we didn't feel it as much before because we were getting more online. I don't know what we were doing differently then versus now that affected our online sales, but we had a lot more. That made the process easier. Mm-hmm. Having the online sales. So I think we still made like $500 a week or something like that off of online sales. Mm-hmm. So, I think this is our first time really feeling it. Yeah, that is very true. Cause I'm like, yeah, this is tough. Cause like I said, if we were going to a craft fair, we'd be at a craft fair today, right? If we would have made the money, I would have put it $116 towards the Wi-Fi. We also would have been outside, so I wouldn't have been able to feel it as much because we're not in the house. So that's definitely something to get adjusted to. But we have a craft fair coming up next weekend though, so that's kind of good. But hopefully by that point we'll have the money from the grant, and it's like, I guess, $15,000 versus we're gonna be it's only one market or one day, so it might be like between $500 and $1,000 something in that framework. So it's like, it's cool,
But you know, it'll be amazing if we don't have the 15K. What are you gonna say?
If we don't have the 15K.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's like, it's cool if we have it. Like, okay, we can add, now we have, instead of 15K, now we have 16K or 15.7 or something like that. We actually have 2 craft fairs this month, and we were supposed to, the Morgan Stanley thing is this month too. Bruh, here's the thing, right? Here's why this is so annoying to me. Because I feel like there's a convergence of all of the bad things happening at one time. That's the annoying part to me. Like, that's the part that bothers me. And I've always said this before. Death by 1,000 cuts is my weakness, for sure. Like, I'm telling you, if too many small things happen to me, I'm like, this is unbearable. Like, if I'm walking, right, and I stub my toe, I'm like, damn, I stubbed my toe. If I then drop my juice, I'm like, damn, I dropped my juice. If the glass break when I drop it, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Then I stepped on the broken glass, I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Then I slip and hit I'm like, oh my goodness, this is getting, like, it's just getting ridiculous. If one of those things happen, I will be fine. Maybe 2 or 3, I'll be fine. But like, all of these things at the same exact time, it makes me really go, all right, I need to just sit down, because I'm like, this is becoming overwhelming. And I feel like that is kind of where we're at right now, where it's like, okay, we have debt we haven't paid for, we have bills that are coming up that we haven't paid for, we have bills that are already due that we have to pay for, we have food. Well, food is not as big of an issue because we have the EBT thing, but when they decide to give it, right, if they decide like, okay, we're not giving it to you this week, then it's like, right now we have about $70 left in it, so that will get us through the week. If you know, so that's what we have. That we still have to run a business. Like, everything I just said is not business related. We still have to just like run a business, whether that be photo shoots, meetings, Zoom calls, phone calls, photography, editing videos, doing TikTok, just making content, doing vlogs, recording the vlogs, all of that stuff. It's just podcasts. It's bruh. So like I say, it's just all at one time when we don't have something to support it, so it makes it feel a lot heavier. But the thing I always find funny about these scenarios is it seems like this always happens when we're about to get an influx of money, which is the most annoying part, right? Because we're supposed to get the 15K next week, right? Not only that, we have a fair coming up, right? Not only that, we have a second fair coming up. Not only that, we have a partnership with this brand. They're supposed to buy like 40 to 60 candles in November, which is roughly around like $1,500, right? So then there's that. Then we have we might even get into selling at JFK. That's a possibility. Then there's that. So all of these things add up to a whole lot of money, right? But it's like, we are literally at the top of the hill, holding this huge ass weight, trying to get it over. We're just trying to get it over that last little bump. And that's how it feels right now. It's just like, oh my God, just come on, let me get to that part. And it's when you're in it, or when we're in it, it's kind of just like just doing things until that comes. It's like, it's gonna feel, I mean, I don't know if Melissa feel the same way, but for me, it just feels dreadful, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this photo shoot, and then after it's done, I'm gonna still be poor. I'm gonna still have to pay for bills. I'm gonna still have debt that needs to be paid for, right? But like, the photo shoot is done, but I won't be able to like think about it, because like, okay, now I gotta do this vlog or whatever. So, man, like I said, I'm hoping it's the last podcast. Well, it's not gonna be the last one, but I'm hoping it's one of the last podcasts that we have before we actually make it over this hill. And then on another note, I know we talked about last week, the housing update. So I'm pretty sure I brought it up a little bit, but the house is finally going to be sold. I think the date they gave me was, I feel like it's in November, but like the first week of November. I actually went outside the house yesterday or 2 days ago, and there was a thing taped to my door that had the information about the house being foreclosed on. And it's like, they came to my house. Like, how you know where I live? You know, I'm joking. But it's really, I want it to be done. I want all of this to be done. And again, remember, I said convergence. The houses be at the same. Remember this. Think of how crazy this is. I used to not believe in God, right? I was not. For a long time, I was atheist at first when I was probably in the third grade, because I went to Catholic school. So third grade, I was atheist up until probably the 6th or 7th grade. Then I became agnostic. I'm like, okay, I don't know if God exists. I don't know. I have no idea. First it was like, he don't exist. It can't be. It can't. There's no way. There's this much evil in the world. There's no way the things are happening and God is real, right? That's what my brain was as in the third grade. Then in like 7th grade, I'm like, listen, don't nobody know. Just as true as you say that he is real, atheist says that he isn't real. Like, neither one of y'all know what's going on, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm agnostic. I don't know. Then I went to the whole like universe. That's when I was doing the laws of attraction, and I learned a lot during that time period. But still, I'm like, I don't know if it's God. I don't know. It's just something out there. I 100% believe that is. I don't know what to call it, God or universe. I always use the words interchangeably, but there is definitely some type of order that is happening in the world, right? There's an order that is bigger than any human being that exists. You want to call it galaxy, universe, space, God, whatever. I am 100% sure that it exists, right? Can I prove it? Nope. Don't have no way of proving it to somebody else. Can't even do it. Not even gonna really try. I just know for me, right? Multiple times I've been like, all right, God, listen. Let me holler at you for a second, bro. Come here. Come here real quick. Come. I said, listen. If you real, show me something. Do some magical. Do some godly stuff real quick. Okay. He like, all right. Pull his sleeves up. He like, watch this, right? He's like, okay, watch this. And then some shit happened. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, that's some magical shit right there. I'm like, the first time is a coincidence. Second time, a little coincidence. Third, fourth, fifth time, I'm like, nah, ain't no way I asked and this happened. So, but I do think though, there is like I don't know what it is, where it could be like an equilibrium thing where you have to have a certain amount of good to balance out the bad, or I don't even want to call it bad, just like what you want versus what you don't want. There has to be some type of equilibrium there. I think right now, like I said earlier, everything is really converging at one point where the house is about to be sold in the first week of November, right? Our eviction case is literally like the first week of November, right? We're supposed to get, the light bill, the it is funny. With Natural Wireless, how it works is it's every 3 months that they charge you, right? What are the odds that they would charge us or try to charge us this month? Like and in the same week that everything else is happening, right? All at the same time. I just think I think these are very odd coincidences. So in situations like this, I tell myself, all you gotta do is survive this, and then you get to the next point, right? And I'm just hoping that the next point lasts a lot longer, or at least I feel like I would be able to deal with a lot of the nonsense that goes on if I had money. That's it. I don't really know what situation I would endure that I'm like, well, let me not say that because that's not true. But the majority of things that'll happen to me, if I had money, I would be fine. Because even if something crazy happens where, the business takes a huge loss, or, my house, something happens to my house or my car, whatever, I'm like, okay, you know what? I could just buy a new one. It's not going to affect my life too much. I'm not going to have to worry about surviving. But right now, every day is like, are we surviving to the next day? Like, okay, how do we, what minor small changes or decisions can we make that'll get us from here, from A to B, and not drag us back down 12 levels? So like I said, that is pretty much what's been going on the last week. It's been it was a cool week. The first 3 days we was like living on cloud 9 when we were like, oh, but the money's coming in tomorrow. And then we're like, okay, it ain't coming today, it's gonna come in tomorrow though. And we're like, all right, it's reaching like 3 o'clock, it's gonna come in like 4:30. All right, it's the end of the work day, it's gonna come in tomorrow. By the 5th day, we was like, what the fuck is going on? We're like, this is getting crazy. So that's it. And then I guess we got the mail and the light. There's just a whole bunch of craziness. It's a whole lot of stuff. But I guess in brighter news, I guess, if you want to call it that, Logical Positions started running on Monday. Was it this Monday or last Monday? No, it was this Monday. They started running.
Because it was supposed to be perfect. Like we were supposed to get the money the same day that we started with logical position, and it wasn't
at all. So it's going really well. We've had some clicks from the ads, which I like a lot, which is progress. Right now we're doing about $30 a day, but like I said earlier, we're broke, so we can't do that no more. And we spent we probably had a couple dollars left in the account, and we're like, okay, let's put some of that towards the ad, because how it works is they run the ad and then Google charges you based off how when you reach a certain threshold. So once you get to about $30 or $50 in that range, that's when they charge the account. So we were fine for the first 3 or 4 days, but then remember I told y'all all at the same time this happens. They were like, what's funny too about this? They were literally not charging us for 2-3 days. Google. They ran it on Monday. They didn't try to charge the account till Wednesday. As soon as we have no money, they charge the account back to back. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, bro, we don't have that kind of money. We would have, but we don't have it right now. But either way, the ads are doing well in my opinion, just because I think that they're a lot more organized than we had them before. And I can go on there and I can see the progress. One other thing they set up is Google Analytics 4 or GA4 for people who are unfamiliar. It's just pretty much it's a tracking for how someone uses the website. So pretty much, where they're dropping off at, where they getting stuck, what page they spend the most time on, how many pages do they go to, things like that. They set it up because with Google Analytics 4, you have to do that stuff yourself, 100%, whole thing yourself. So I went on there. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they set up a bunch of different reports, and a report on there is just, okay, report 1 might say how many people came from the QR code and then checked out. Okay, how many people was on the home page, then went to room service candle and then checked out, right? And now I can look at it and go, oh, okay, now this is here. Before, it was a shot in the dark. It was like, all right, they will give you 1,000 different things to choose from, and you have to go and make your report yourself. You have to pick each and every thing. You have to connect it all properly. So I like that they are doing that. Funny enough, I was thinking about this yesterday, I think it was, where we had hired a Fiverr person to do the same thing, right? And when he was doing what he was doing, I learned from what he was doing, right? And at the time, he was slightly above our pay, in terms of, we were trying to stretch to pay him, but I learned from him. So the same thing is happening now with them, but at a much higher level than I was with the other guy. So it just gets me excited to think, what will be the next level from here? What will be where I'm looking at logical positions going, man, they were great, they were amazing, but the people I'm with right now, though, the ones I'm with right now, they go crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm rocking with them a lot. I really enjoy the work they're doing. They're very prompt in their speaking. I also like where they set up meetings from a meeting. There should always be a meeting from a meeting. I love to hear that. I love seeing that so much. Makes you feel like they are thinking and they care about what they're doing for you. So I like that.
So yeah, this week was a freaking busy ass week for me. I had a million, I think this is 2 weeks in a row where I had a million different calls and meetings to attend. But there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening. I have a cousin, shout out to Dane, that has, what would you call them? A ragtag group of marketers. He went to FIT and he studied marketing there. So they have a lot of experience and, education on that. So they are going to be helping us out with the marketing, which is really, really cool. So there's that. Honestly, I think that was a last week thing more than this week, but I'm not sure if we spoke about it on here. It's just a lot going on. I had a legal clinic yesterday through the program that put us in the pitch competition to win the 15K, and that was really cool. So pretty much it is pro bono week for a lot of lawyers, and they want to give back or whatever to different communities. And I was able to sit down with them for like 2 hours to ask them every single legal question that came to my mind. So we talked about things from NDAs to trademarks to the S Corp versus C Corp, to contracts and just stuff like that. That really, like, I think it was really helpful. I genuinely do think it was really helpful. And the person that I was paired up with also specifically works with like small businesses, entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So he told me about this other program that he has through his firm that I'm going to check out today. I'm going to sign up for it to see whatever resources and stuff we get from there. Because I'm all about resources. I'm all about taking courses, finding different information. And I feel like if I learn one thing that I didn't know before, then I got something. And that's all that I need. I just need that one thing that I did not know prior to coming into this class, prior to having this conversation with this expert. That's all I need. And I can confidently say that in every course I've ever taken, I've gotten at least one thing. So that, like I said, I wasn't sure what I would get from the legal counsel because I'm like, I really don't have that many questions, but they were also very kind of like, they didn't make me feel bad for not having a whole bunch of questions. And whenever a question came into my mind, I just tried to ask it. And, you know, they always say that there's no such thing as a dumb question. I get in my head a lot. So I be thinking like, damn, is this a dumb question? But like they said, there's no such thing as a dumb question. And, you know, there's different things that come from the questions that, you know, can take us further. So another thing, this week was my last week with my Beyonce course, and the graduation is actually going to be next week, and they're having a pitch competition. We will not be pitching, but we will still be attending, which is pretty cool. And Donovan's going to be there this time too, so that's awesome. I'm trying to think what else. So, and I'm finally going to meet like the teachers, the facilitators. That's how you say it, right? Facilitators of the program. And that's going to be super cool too. One thing that I really appreciate is whenever I go into one of these courses, programs, speaking engagements or whatever, that's supposed to be either one-on-one or more like, you know, geared towards specifically me as the entrepreneur. And I really appreciate when the person that I'm speaking to takes the time to look at the business before they come into the conversation with me. And that's something that happened with the legal clinic this week, and something that also happened with my group office hours in the Beyonce program. And it is so profound to me that I'm going to make sure that I do that same courtesy for other people, because having the business be specifically set up the way that it is, it's really not, it's not a generic business. It's not your average candle company. It's not what you think of when you think of candle company. Like, I know when you think of candle company, you think Yankee Candle, you think probably Bath and Body Works or something like that, but that is not our candle. That is not our business. And you if you've gone to the website, if you've looked at the products, if you've looked at our Instagram, you would know that. And that's why I appreciate it so much, because there's been many times where I've gotten into conversations with people that's supposed to help me, and they are like, oh yeah, you should be in this place, that place, and this place that does not align with the brand or with the business, what doesn't align with what we stand for. And it kind of makes me feel like you didn't, I guess, care enough to do the due diligence to even know what we're talking about. So like I said, I really appreciate that, and like kudos to them for making, like, it makes me as a person feel seen. So I really enjoy that. I really enjoyed the conversations that I've had this week. I went to a public speaking engagement or public speaking class this week as well. I am pretty good at public speaking in the sense of like, you could put me on a podium and I'll speak. You want me to give a speech? I could give a speech, and I could probably give it pretty well. In front of people I don't know too. Like, I used to do musical theater. I like to sing. I like to perform in front of people. So that doesn't really bother me, especially when I'm confident in what I'm doing. The issue for me comes in when there's $30,000 on the line. 30,000, 15,000, like, especially being in the position that we're in where we need the money. That's when I get nervous. That's when I talk too fast. That's when I get in my head. I start fidgeting. I start playing with my hands. So going to that public speaking course was actually very helpful as well. And these past 3 classes for the Beyonce class has just been bangers. It's been talking about fundraising, and that has kind of completely changed how I looked at fundraising for the business, because up until this time, you guys, you've heard it. It's always been like loans, borrow. And I feel like I was close to where I need to be at, but I was never quite there. So like crowdfunding, I'm like, oh yeah, so but it was a crowdfunded loan. And that's where that puts us in a situation. There's people out there giving free money. Period. Free money to businesses. In the form of like these pitch competitions, in the form of grants, in the form of crowdfunding as well. But it's free. It's free money. And that is now my main goal. Especially because it's not as abstract, or it doesn't seem as complicated as I once thought, especially with people who's done it before that are willing to help us figure it out. So I'm really excited about that. And we decided on the amount that we're trying to fundraise, which is a really fun number. I feel like I should let Donovan tell y'all that number. So we decided that that's the amount that we're going to need. And the amount encompasses all the debt that we have, like the debt to our family and friends and the people that, have supported us, with the house, with the business, that's encompassed in that number. There's a marketing company that we really want to work with that has done some amazing things for other companies that also align with us, aligns with the not the vision, but aligns with the quality of product, aligns with the sustainability and the luxness of the brand. And that's what makes me really excited about them, because I feel like they can convey that in a way that is Ember, that is like fun, it's expressive, but it's still fancy. Like you are that person, you're the it girl for using this, but it's still healthy for you and better than all that other crap that you were wearing or were burning in your house. So that's them, and wear that. So I feel like it's just gonna go really well. It's just gonna go really well. I just know it in my bones that it's gonna go really well, because they've done it before for multiple businesses that fall into that same category that we're in, and they're expensive. They're like 10 to 15K a month. So included in that goal is trying to have them pay them for a certain amount of time and get those sales in. So it's and then a little cushion, a little cushion is in there as well. So that is the main thing that I really want to focus on, is really raising that amount. And it's a tricky space to be in, because the where I want to raise it on is I've seen no other candle company raise that amount of money at all. So we have our work cut out for us, but I feel like we can. I truly do. We just have to make a kick-ass presentation, a kick-ass video, and just make everything look just phenomenal. And make sure the copy is there. Make sure the brand resonates with people. And I think we do great at that. Like, you guys are here every week to hear, everything that's going on. When we go to the markets, people genuinely want to like see us, and they love the candles when they go home. Like, it's just all around a great experience, and I really want to translate that and share that with everybody else. So it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really fucking cool. And going to the library has been amazing. I'm bougie. I am. So being in spaces that are bougie, it just uplifts me. I feel it's amazing. I have my little drink here, got my little MacBook there. I'm typing away, I'm getting things done on the marble countertop in the library. Like, it's so nice. It's so nice in there. It's an open space. It's a bright space. Oh my goodness, I was doing my Zoom call in there, and normally when I do the Zoom calls in the house, I look so, you could barely like make out the features on my face because it's so dark in here. I promise you, inside the library on that Zoom call, you could see every single feature on my face. Like, it's so clear, it's so bright. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and I can't even tell. So and then I get to take out books. I love, I feel genuinely, it's so funny. The internet went out and I didn't even bat an eye. Donovan knows how I am. Right, babe? I'm anxious. The internet went out and would have been like, damn, how we gonna pay for this? We gonna borrow for somebody? What we gonna do? How many dollars you got in that account? How many dollars I got in this account? The internet went out and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Because I got internet at the library. And I don't work in the house anymore. I don't really work in the house anymore. I'm like, okay. And the library is open till 9. I'm a late person. I am a late person. Like, I am not wake up at 5 a.m. And I know that about myself. Donovan is 100% wake up at 4, go to the gym by 5, have breakfast already read a book, already finished a podcast before I even woke up. Like, that's how he is. So for me to have a space that's open till late, I'm chilling, I feel safe, I can see everything that's going on. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. The ride home is safe. Like, it feels great. I come home and I'm playing my little Switch. I'm playing the Switch. I'm playing my little games on my computer. I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling because I already did my work for the day. And I get so much work done. So I am super excited, and I feel really good. Despite all the crap that's happening right now, I feel really good. I genuinely do. My skincare routine is popping. Like, I just feel really good. Maybe it's being 26. I don't know, but yeah. All right, I'm done.
Okay, you guys. So, as Melissa had brought up a little bit earlier, right now, we are seeking $300,000 for our business at 0% equity. Okay, so we are trying to raise between $300,000 and $350,000 because that will cover all of our expenses. That will cover all of our debt that we had, which is everyone that lent us money for the house. We want to get that cleared off of the books, off the table, and never have to think about that again. That will allow us to move into a comfortable space to live. That will allow us to hire the A1 marketing agency, which, listen to this, right? Here's how crazy this is. What happened was, right, we were doing our research on this company, right? They have taken multiple companies to over 9 figures right now. A lot of people don't even operate in that space. You don't even know what 9 figures is. Okay, that's hundreds of millions of dollars. They have taken multiple companies to hundreds of millions of dollars in like 2 or 3 years, right? So if I was in y'all position, right, I'd be asking myself, well, what makes you think that you gonna be that? Why? What makes you think that gonna happen to you, right? Well, here's why. Well, number one, they really have only worked with one candle company, which is a trash candle company from what I've seen. But however, as bad as they are, they still have 350,000 reviews on their website. So let's put that in perspective, right? That company gives off a very Yankee Candle vibe. We're not that. So that's number one, right? Number two, one of the companies that they work with that they got to over 9 figures, right? It's like they have multiple companies that have done that. Right. Like I'm thinking in my head, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
3 million to 300 million.
Right. Now the other company, Melissa was doing some research and she found out that they brought a company pre-revenue. Okay. Pre-revenue. That means they were not making any money yet. They, in their first year, they made $0. You said, right?
In their first year, they made 50.
In their first year, they made $50,000.
And it was like, it was similar to us, where their first year was like 4 months or 3 months out of the year. And then the second year, they did.
How much they did? What was the number? Do you remember?
The second year, so okay, they did 50K the first year. In those like 3 months or whatever, which is still crazy. And then the second year, at the time of the article that I was reading, at the time, of the article that I was reading, they were able to make $50,000 in that month. No.
Yeah.
I lied.
Right. I'm like, that don't sound that. Okay. Right.
Sorry. I misspoke, y'all. They made $500,000 in that month. In that 1 month, they made $500,000. And that's insane. That's 10 times that amount that they made the year prior. And that's 1 month out of that year.
That's $125,000 a week. A week. Like, give me $125,000 in a month, I'd be fine. Give me $50K. I've been telling y'all, $50K in a month, we would be clear of all our debt in 2-3 months. Like, I would be on here elated with $50K a month right now. With $500K in a month, bro, y'all wouldn't. I don't even know. The next podcast, I have to have somebody step in for me. I would have a stunt double in here, sitting here talking about some. Welcome to the Bamboo Project podcast. My name is, and then I might have my voice say DonivanGray, because at that point, $500,000. You're not gonna see me for a bit. Honestly, I might do a podcast from another country. And just be like, all right, guys, we are now in Bali, and we've been chilling out here for a couple days. You know, we just cleared $2 million in the last 3 months, and you know, we have no debt. We literally have no debt at all, not a single ounce of debt in the slightest, and we're just living life. We have no issues. We have no problem. The only issue we have right now is trying to figure out what's the best candle scent to make right now. That's our problem. What color should we use? Where should we expand into? You know, what's customers saying about the product and the brand? That is where that'd be our problems. But our light bill not being paid, the Wi-Fi being shut off, the storage unit not being able to be paid, not having food, that will not be a problem. That will not at all be a problem. Oh my God, I'm telling y'all. Y'all thought, listen. They always say, money, it doesn't change you. Money does not change you. Okay? What money does is, it amplifies who you are. And y'all could already imagine me amplified. Oh my God. Y'all can't, what? Maybe I can't imagine it. Because it would be so, I would be sitting here with one of them 55-pound fur coats on with I might even have I would be, listen, y'all not ready for that. And I was talking to Melissa about this too, whether or not I should be like a suit guy or like the chill guy, because listen, okay,
How you doing?
Right, exactly. Growing up, once I heard that girls were reading 50 Shades of Grey on the train and getting wet, I was like, listen, that has to be me. I need to be that Mr. His name is Mr. Gray. So yeah, just for y'all remember. No, was it? It was. What's his name? Last name Gray?
Yeah.
Right. That's what it was. Right. It was Gray. So I'm like, that would be me with a suit with billions of dollars doing billions of dollar stuff. Right. And I'm like, I could do the suit. However, I wouldn't be mad if I came. But I mean, you could wear a suit with a giant fur coat on. So I might do both. I don't know. Listen, guys, like I said, y'all gonna be like, damn, that's Donovan. Yes. And at one point, y'all be surprised when I'm talking the same way I'm talking now. Honestly, I'm gonna be a lot louder when that time comes. I'm gonna be a lot louder. I'm gonna be a lot more. You see the smile on my face I have right now? It'll be bigger. It'll be a bigger smile on my face. My beard will be bigger. My hair will be longer. Oh my God, y'all not ready for it. My muscles will be bigger. Oh, my teeth. Oh my God, y'all not ready. I'm telling you, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. When that time comes, different animal in the same beast. Okay? Whoo, shout out to Kanye and Kobe Bryant. The last thing I want to touch on in the podcast was YouTube. I've been watching a lot of like videos on how YouTube, not how it works, but just what are people who are doing well, what are they saying about how they're doing well, right? Obviously right now the number one creator on the platform, single person, is Mr. Beast. He is killing it. He is a phenomenal what he does. Like, it is just top tier, right? I respect him. I respect what he does very, very much. I know how much work goes into doing that. Trying to manage it. He has like 400 employees, which is, think about that. The one thing about creators I always find interesting is that as a creator, it always appears that it's like just them. So you might watch someone streaming on Twitch and not realize they have 25 employees. They have someone who's a PR person. They have a thumbnail person. They have a person who cuts up the videos and makes clips. They have a decorator, interior decorator for their room. You saw that video of that? There's a female Twitch streamer. Oh, I can't remember her name. It's not Valorant. I can't. She had beef with Gideon before, but in her stream, right? People come stream and be like, "Oh my God, your room is so nice. It's so pretty," or whatever, right? And she made a video. She's laughing, like, "Listen, this whole room is fake." She's like, you see this wall right here? It's not even a real wall. Like, we just put this wall here, put stuff on the wall, put decorations on the wall to make it seem like it's a real wall. This is not even a room. I'm in my living room right now, but I made this wall behind me so it looks better for the stream, right? And I'm like, that you would not think that people are going that hard and making content, like to create a whole wall, like this wall right here. Y'all see this wall? This is a real wall. Ain't no fake wall. Ain't no, this is all of this you see right here is real. I can touch it, move, like it don't move. That's it. With her, she said the whole wall's fake. The whole thing is fake. And then you think about people, like I said, you have an accountant. They got lawyers. They got they have a whole list of people that work for them. But when you watch them, all you see is a clip of them screaming, "Ah, look at me, I'm crazy," on the computer. And you're like, who is this person? They're crazy. So I always find that to be very interesting. But Mr. Beast has hundreds of employees. Hundreds of employees working for him. That's crazy. And he's like 24 or 25 now, I think. So I've been watching different videos, and I have not found the solution or the answer yet. However, I have found a bone to chew on, and I think it's taking me in the right direction. The biggest thing for anybody out there right now who is creating content, maybe y'all already did this before and I'm late to the party. I could be late. But there's a retention chart, right? And I never really knew how to read it. Like, I knew, like, okay, people dropped off here at 50% or 100%. They dropped off at the beginning of the video from 100 to 75 or to 40, whatever, right? But when I'm watching the rest of the chart, or looking at the rest of the chart, unless YouTube says this is a dip, I don't really even look at it, right? So now I go in there myself and look for my own dips. For whenever I see it dropped from 50% to 49%, I'm like, okay, what happened here? Was it too dark in the room? Was I stuttering? Was I too close to the camera? Was we just not saying anything? It was just, or was the audio bad? You couldn't really hear us. What was happening at this time that it went down? So I made a little adjustment in the last video on the vlog. I haven't done it with the podcast yet because it's a different vibe here. But on there, I made a little adjustment. And the adjustment worked. Like, my goal was to increase the amount of people that watch the video in the beginning of the video based off of the intro. And it was a little change in the edit, and it worked. I'm like, wow, okay. So now something else I learned from the video and the vlogs, if the camera's close to my face like this and I just woke up, they don't like that. It drops down like 7%. People just like, nope, skip, or they leave the video. So things like that are now I'm working on. So what I think the future of that will be is I will be able to edit in a way that retains people and is still entertaining. And then when I reach a point where I can't really edit much more, it'll then change the content, because it's like, okay, I know what you guys like. You guys like if we are talking about what software we use. We're talking about how we make the candles. We're talking about different things or whatever. I can now elevate those moments in the vlog, so when you watch it, it's even more entertaining, or it's more valuable to look at. So that's a big thing. It's a really big thing. And now, even though we lost the internet, which really sucks, I am going to go back and look at the other vlogs that I've posted and see what is causing like certain drop off throughout the video, and then see if in the future videos I can either change that and edit that. So, but you know, that is how it has, that's the vibe. We'll be back here next week. You can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray, and you have my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Melissa Burnett, AnetaBurn. You know what it is? Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023, the road to 500K. All right. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.